To set up an invoice from a job, whether this job has been created from a quote or has been created straight from a job, you simply open up that job. I'm going to take this one here, which I've prepared earlier. This does have a quote attached to it. It's been allocated to franchisee number 1. Now, first, you've got a choice of whether the regional franchisee is going to be invoicing the customer and collecting, or whether it is the franchisee. I'm going to do regional here. You can also set a commission. A commission is the amount that is retained by the regional and not passed on to the local. The reason for this commission can be for administration, the risk that the regional is taking, etc. So I'm going to put in 10% just to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to save that change. And to set up the invoice, just simply click Set Up Invoice. This only has to be done once, even if it's a repeating invoice. What it does is it creates invoice, tells me that franchisee number 1 is the franchisee. Remember, the system will generate what is called a paired invoice or a franchisee payable invoice once this is created. So you can see that this is for $100. We just delete the date because it defaults to today's date, which we don't want. We're going to say that it is a test cleaning job. Okay, and we can save that as a one-off. So that's just a one-off invoice for a one-off job. If it's a repeating job, then what you would do is you would click repeat this invoice. You would put the frequency of the repeat, so let's say it's every week, so it'd be 1 weeks. If it's monthly, you just go 1 month, so let's say it's monthly. The invoice date every month is the 26th, say, and then it's due on maybe 10th of the following month. You can put an optional end date if you know that when the job's going to end. Otherwise, leave this blank and the system will set it up automatically. Once you've done that, you can click Draft. It then asks you, do you want to modify or repeat transactions? You click Yes. What this is going to do is it's going to create all the repeating invoices. Okay, so once you've done that, if I go back in and see that this is 98317 for this customer here, if I were to do an invoice report for this based on this customer, okay, so I'm just going to go this customer's name, anytime. What this invoice report will do is it will list all those repeating invoices, including the first one. Please remember that the first invoice, the one that you create, the repeat, that is the master invoice, the original invoice as the system calls it, and that is the one that you need to change if you need to change anything around the actual repeats itself. So there are all the repeats, and it does it in sequential order. So if I went 50, at some point on that list you will see the test invoices. I must apologise for my slow internet connection.